Now, one thing that I saw that I wanted to talk about was, did the Daryl Morey incident when it comes to the Rockets. I mean, who didn't see that coming, right?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Who didn't see that coming? This is such an obvious play because they say that Daryl Morey stepped down. Daryl Morey did not step down. Like, that's just a nice way of saying he got fired, right? He got fired. I mean, dude, Fertitta is that owner that wants to make as much profit as possible while spending the less, right? He's cheap. He's not as, wealthy as the other owners, right? So that's why he wants to, maximize his gain from this Rockets, franchise, right? So basically, that handicaps, Daryl Morey's way of saying, hey, we need certain so-and-so to, what's it called? We need so-and-so to do this, but it's going to cost, this amount. And, Fertitta's basically like, no, I am not paying the salary tax, right? He says all the right things, but it's just words, empty promises.
A championship.
So if you don't do if you do those things and you don't win a championship, you won't be disappointed?
No, I mean, you got to have a little luck, and that's just the way it is. But I want to be one of the best teams. Do I want to win a championship? Absolutely, for sure. But the only one team wins a championship, and we're going to do whatever we can do and set ourselves up for success, but we want to win it.
I like your
basically say, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. I mean, dude, he basically fired Daryl Morey because he wanted that China money, right? I mean, dude, after what Daryl Morey said about Hong Kong, I stand with Hong Kong and whatnot, everyone threw Daryl Morey under the bus.
Should have realized it was going to be a bad year for China when my general manager tweeted out, freedom for Hong Kong. So that started my year with China.
You kept it quiet, right? You kept that quiet.
So I'm still trying to work that out.
Yes, well, is he still working for you?
Yes, he is.
He must be pretty good.
Yes, because it's a trick question. But
we all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you're only thinking about yourself. So I don't believe I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl. Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke, and so many people could have been harmed, not only financially but physically, emotionally, spiritually. So just be careful what we tweet and we say and what we do. Even though yes, we do have freedom of speech, but there can be a lot of negative that comes with that too.
The fact that we're going to sit up here with a straight face and act like it's such a crime or we're selling our souls to take the interest of the people we represent into consideration is foolishness. People need to put on their grown-up pants and recognize the fact that that is a part of our reality.
Dude, like, it's like the saying goes, don't bite the hand that feeds you. And, China's makes up a lot of revenue for the NBA, and, yeah, I gotta say, like, for people who didn't see it coming or, are just thinking otherwise, you're being willfully ignorant, basically. He got fired, plain and simple. And now China broadcasts, like, don't be surprised if they start running Houston Rockets games again. And now they're getting that kind of, revenue share from the TV that broadcasts from China, right? Like, don't be surprised, basically. Like, dude, they were waiting for Daryl Morey to get fired, like, at the right time. Because if they fired Daryl Morey on the spot because of that, dude, you know how much outrage is going to be when it comes to, U.S. and China relationships and, like, political stuff and all that? Like, oh, like, so much people would have been, on the Houston Rockets. Like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, you do not stand for, like, freedom and, like, independence and all that stuff. And it'll been like a huge outcry, right? But, he fired him when people forgot. For me, I'm sure like a lot of people didn't forget as well. Like for me, I didn't forget. Like I knew it was coming. Like, dude, like once he said he got stepped down, like, dude, like there it is. Like, of course, D'Antoni leaving. I'm like, dude, it's obvious D'Antoni was gonna leave as well. Like, dude, he sees a sinking ship, and he's like, you know what, I'm still trying to, coach an NBA, and this place is not gonna be where I want to be. And he left. Daryl Morey's like, he can easily probably find another job. But if he gets, if he doesn't, then there's gonna be some more discussions about this as well. If he doesn't get a job because of this Hong Kong incident, I mean, dude, everyone's backtracking after throwing Daryl Morey under the bus. You have Steve Kerr not willing to speak, and then he says, I was wrong, but it's of course you can say it's wrong because the outcries and backlash is over with, right? And LeBron James threw him under the bus. Adam Silver. Like, no one really was siding with Daryl Morey, right? And, like I said, Rudy Gobert, speaking out against, China. I mean, that's all great and all that, but, dude, people have short-term memory. They don't really care anymore. And, China doing all this stuff where, the NBA is trying to, the NBA's always been a for-profit, Nike, Adidas, all that stuff, that corporations that work for China get their products made and stuff. All their stuff. They don't care about no social justice, right? It's always has been about the almighty dollar. I mean, people, like, I swear, like, people don't see it for what it is, right? Like, maybe they're just in their own bubble as well. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like people just want to, just don't want to see, I guess, the realities of the world where, all these things that people preach aren't always what, aren't always, basically, what is, being done, right? You can say all the right things, but, you'll be doing, some evil things in the background, and people, I guess, just want to, be in their own bubble where there's no evil, there's all good only, there's just, everything's just black and white, and nothing's in the gray. I mean, we live in a gray, right? There is no 100%, good and 100% evil. I mean, dude, people just don't care as much as they seem to be. That's what I'm getting at. And, Houston Rockets are basically just, down in that China money once it comes in. I mean, don't be surprised, dude. Don't be surprised. I mean, the NBA is trying to, start an MLK Day. Obviously, I'm pretty sure some of y'all know why they're starting MLK Day. And, the Rockets are trying to cash in the Chinese New Year. I mean, dude, it's just always going to be a cash grab, That's why you think Nike's always, why do you think Nike's always releasing a new jersey every year, right? Like, dude, what do you think, basically? So, yeah, I'm in on that point. Like, dude, like, Daryl Morey did nothing wrong, dude. Like, if you believe Hong Kong deserves, freedom and independence, and of course, Chinese, China's meddling with their things like that, then you should, stand by Daryl Morey. I mean, it's like what that saying goes, injustice, everywhere needs to be spoken with. And
I get it.
Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Yeah.
You can stand by, his right to say it, and I need to throw him on the bus because he didn't do nothing wrong.